to take it back to that definition of a brand, which is a promise consistently kept. And when you think about all of the touch points that we engage with our employees, we engage with our partners, we engage with our customers, there is a myriad of choices. There's social media, there's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's your website, there's YouTube, there's email marketing, there's traditional marketing, there's all of these touch points that really are driving engagement. And how do you best define putting the right message into the right platform? So if you think about social media, and social media, Facebook is very different than LinkedIn, is very different than Instagram. Really what it is though is, how do you get the message right and still ensure that you're keeping that consistent promise? So if it's Facebook and we want to make sure that we're solving a problem for a customer, and that problem's awareness, Facebook is a great application to be able to just put out a general message and build out a campaign around who you are, and you're building it around values, and you're saying, this is who we are as an organization. This is how we keep our promise. And you want to be on LinkedIn. Well, you know what? LinkedIn, we're going to show you how technical we are, because we're going to talk about the technology that we use to solve your problems and have a POV on that. And Instagram, we're going to use that platform because we're going to be in the field, and we're going to show you how we walk in with safety protocols, how we pull apart a fryer to make sure that it's repaired correctly and working the way it needs to. Or we're going to go to YouTube, because we know one of the first things a customer is going to do is, how do I fix this? We're going to create a video on YouTube that enables you to self-serve to a point, and then have you call us to finish off the repair or help you finish that repair, which could even possibly turn into, how do we create revenue? Because it's all about revenue. Marketing is not doing its job if it's not generating dollars. And so when we think about keeping a brand promise consistently, we need to understand that our customers are changing, which involves changing with them. So think about YouTube. We've helped them clean their fryer. Now they want to replace something. Okay, you want to replace something, sign up for Malachi Cares. Malachi Cares for $25 a month will help you figure out how to make some of these repairs. And I won't necessarily have to roll a truck. So I can roll a truck to a different type of repair. But guess what? As I get deeper into and I get over my head, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call Malachi Cares. That's really about brand and building and making sure that you're using the channels properly in a way that matters most. And when you think about just search engine marketing, and what are customers typing into Google? That is your answer to what it is you want to feed back to them, and really try to drive that home. So when I think about service organizations, but really we can talk about the channel as well. But for service organizations, ask yourself, what is my promise? What is my promise to my customers? How do I extend that promise? And everything that you do should actually pass through that lens. So Heritage, when I was working through that brand, it was really about create a positive service experience no matter who turns the wrench. And so when you think about your promise, it's not that I show up and I fix it. It's, I keep restaurants running, or I keep food service operations running. Now, if you pass and you look at your brand through that lens and you want to keep a promise consistently, maybe that involves you moving to front of house operations and helping a customer fix a POS system. Or maybe that involves, helping them fix a kiosk, because we know the changing nature of QSR is we've got lockers, we've got salad robots, we've got new players in the field. How do we get out of the kitchen and get to the front of the house as well? because that keeps the restaurant running, and that's part of your brand promise. So really, when you think about your brand promise, it's not nuts and bolts. It's where's the aspiration in it? Where's the vision? Where do you want to go as an organization? Because your promise should never, change that often, because it's at the core of who you are. So I would urge service organizations, when they think about their brand and they think about marketing and what they want to do, is let's start with that simple question first. And it's a hard one to answer. What is my promise? That'll be your North Star. That'll get you where you need to go from a marketing standpoint, and give you ideas to generate revenue. Because again, marketing is about generating revenue. Customers will tell you you're doing that well or you're not doing that well, and what services you should or should not be, performing. Your customers will tell you that as well. And, customer feedback consistently executed is really a foundational piece of what all branding is about, and I think that's the piece that people also need to understand with social media is, making sure that they can sort of parse through and get through that, and sometimes even just testing. I want to try a new service. Well, let's put it in market and see how it reacts, and things like that. And I think there's tons of opportunity to do that.